Today is my call for a time frame to remove our troops from Iraq.
Oh, that's really smart.
Echoed by the Iraqi government and even the Bush administration.
Dear enemy, we're leaving.
We learned that Iraq has $79 billion in surplus while we are wallowing in deficit. John McCain stands alone in his stubborn refusal to end a misguided war. That's not the judgment we need. That won't keep America safe.
Yes,
we need a
it's done pretty good so far, thank you.
Of the future, not keep grasping at the ideas of the past.
It's a whole lot of nothing bullshit talk.
You don't defeat a terrorist network that operates in 80 countries by occupying Iraq.
Oh, really? That don't help.
Protect Israel and
you occupy some more countries
just by talking tough in Washington.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we would have just stayed in Afghanistan and kept ourselves limited to just exclusively Afghanistan, we'd have them by now. We would have toppled the entire Al-Qaeda network.
Huh?
When you've strained our oldest alliances.
Like who? Germany and France? How come they haven't strained their alliance with us by continuing to buy oil from Saddam Hussein throughout the entire time of all the economic sanctions placed upon him in the 90s, which were supposed to weaken him, yet, you know, through the back door they kept on buying oil from him and keeping him strong and making him stronger. Who's straining relations with who? And now they don't want to help us. I say fuck them. You got Poland, you got Romania, you got Czechoslovakia, you got Bulgaria, you got the Ukraine, you got Georgia, and a few others in the Eastern European bloc, formerly Warsaw Pact nations, under control of the old Soviet Union. What's stopping us from being better friends with those countries and telling the Europeans that you got all this high technology weapon systems? Germany has the best tank in the world, the Leopard tank. It's even better than M1A1 Abrams or any other tank on the battlefield anywhere, the British Centurion or anything. The Germans love to brag about it. Why don't they help us out and use that damn thing? Because all those nations are a bunch of pussies, and they're going to have to learn the hard way that it's time to step up to the plate.
If John McCain wants to follow George Bush with more tough talk and bad strategy, that is his choice. But that is not the change that America needs.
The change America needs is to sit down and have tea with all these people.
We are the party of Roosevelt. We are the party of Kennedy. So don't tell me the Democrats won't defend this country. Don't tell me the Democrats won't keep us safe.
Would I be going out on a limb to say that it's basically, in a way, it's Roosevelt's fault that the Soviet Union got as strong and powerful as it did, because Roosevelt didn't want to continue fighting them like George S. Patton did and like Winston Churchill did?
The Bush-McCain foreign policy has squandered the legacy the generations of Americans have built, and we are here to restore that legacy.
Yeah, George Bush just threw all that away, didn't he?
As Commander-in-Chief, I will never hesitate to defend this nation, but I will only send our troops into harm's way with a clear mission.
There's never really a clear mission. Has this asshole ever heard of the fog of war?
And a sacred commitment to give them the equipment they need in battle.
In other words, I'll never send them into harm's way. Never, ever. You will never go to war anyway. Watch. Bang.
We'll end this war in Iraq responsibly and finish the fight against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban in Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
Rebuild our military to meet.
You just said Al-Qaeda's in 80 different countries.
Keyword there, finish, which means he's going to get us the hell out of there too. See, because we're not going to fight anywhere. We're going to let all the bad guys beat us up and everybody else and advance their cause. from the United States will be.
Renew the tough, direct diplomacy.
Hold it! Hold it! Did he not just say?
John McCain wants to follow George Bush with more tough talk.
Yes, he did say that. Just a tad inconsistent, don't you think?
Prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons and curb Russian aggression.
Oh, diplomacy's going to stop Iran from getting an atomic
to defeat
weapon.
the threats of the 21st century. Terrorism and nuclear proliferation, poverty and genocide, climate change and disease.
Our candidate does not see a real problem with Iran possessing nuclear weapons, even though they've promised that they will use them in an offensive strike. Your candidate places on an equal footing the right of a nation such as Iran to possess nuclear weapons because the United States possesses them. And he believes that we can simply return to the old days back during the Nixon, Ford, and Carter administrations when we had the SALT talks with the Soviet Union. SALT stands for Strategic Arms Limitation Talks. He will sit down with the leaders of Iran the same way that the Russians were handled during the SALT talk era. Does that make you feel safe, little one? Does it? It don't make me feel safe.
Restore our moral standing so that America is once again that last best hope for all who are called to the cause of freedom, who long for lives of peace, and who yearn for a better future.
I'm going to make everybody love us.